Every time I got paid, the first thing I did was pay myself. Everyone has advice on how to save money. Stop eating out. Cancel your subscriptions. Make a budget and stick to it. And it all sounds so simple on paper. But if saving money was really that easy, everyone would already have a fat savings account, no debt, and no stress, right? The truth is, most of us want to save. We actually try. We tell ourselves, this month will be different. We even download budgeting apps, make lists, set goals, and maybe even skip that morning coffee for a week. But then something happens in life. The car needs a repair. A friend invites you out. An ad pops up for something you didn't know you needed. And just like that, the plan falls apart again. By the end of the month, you're staring at your account balance, wondering how the money disappeared. And that's when it hits you. You don't need another budget app. You don't need another financial hack. What you need is a mindset shift. Because saving money isn't about how much you make. It's about how you think about money. That's the secret nobody talks about. For the longest time, I thought I had a spending problem. I wasn't reckless. I just couldn't seem to hold on to money. Every time I got paid, I'd feel good for a day or two. Then I'd start buying small things. Food delivery, a new shirt, a few online subscriptions. It never felt like much until it all added up. Then the bills came and I was back to zero. It was exhausting. I used to tell myself, if I just earned more, everything would be fine. But here's the truth. More money doesn't fix bad habits. It just gives you more room to repeat them. When my income increased, my spending did too. It didn't solve the problem. It made it worse. So I started paying attention to my habits. Not just what I spent, but how I felt when I spent it. When I bought groceries, that was fine. I needed them. When I bought takeout for the third night in a row, that was stressful. When I bought random things online at midnight, that was boredom or loneliness. And that's when I realized something huge. I wasn't bad with money. I was using money to manage my emotions. Spending made me feel good for a moment. It gave me comfort, but it never lasted, and that's where the cycle starts. The real reason most people can't save isn't lack of income, it's lack of awareness. We spend to feel better, but we don't realize that those small emotional decisions are silently draining our future. Once I understood that, I started changing how I saw money. I stopped asking, how can I spend less? And started asking, why am I spending in the first place? That simple question opened everything up. Because saving isn't just about cutting expenses. It's about healing your relationship with money. I also stopped saving whatever's left. Because, let's be honest, there's never anything left. If you wait until the end of the month to save, you'll always come up short. Before paying bills, before buying groceries, before doing anything else. I set up an automatic transfer 20% straight into a separate account. Out of sight, out of mind.
At first, it felt strange. I worried it would make things tight. But after a few weeks, I realized I didn't even miss that money. Because when you never see it, you don't feel the loss. That's the magic of automation. You remove temptation. You don't have to rely on willpower. And a few months later, when I checked my account, I saw actual progress for the first time in years. It wasn't about earning more. It was about being intentional. That structure built discipline without effort. But here's something I learned later. Saving money only works when it has a purpose. If you're just saving for the future, it won't stick. You need a reason that means something to you. For me, that reason was peace of mind. I was tired of being anxious every time something unexpected happened, like a car repair or a medical bill. So I gave my savings a name. I called it My Freedom Fund. That small name changed how I saw everything. Because every time I put money there, it didn't feel like a sacrifice. It felt like progress. Every transfer was me saying, I'm building peace. I'm buying freedom. And that emotional connection made saving easier than ever before. When you name your goal, your brain starts associating it with something positive. You're no longer giving up something, you're working towards something. That's the mindset shift most people miss. But saving isn't always exciting. Let's be honest, it's not instantly rewarding. When you buy something new, you see it, touch it, enjoy it immediately. When you save, it's invisible. It sits quietly in your account. So I decided to make saving feel rewarding. Every time I hit a small goal, even if it was $100, I celebrated it. Not by spending, but by appreciating it. I'd check my account, smile, and remind myself, I'm doing something good for me. Sometimes I'd even write it down. This week, I saved $50. That small act of recognition created momentum. The more I noticed my wins, the more motivated I became. Because once saving feels good, your brain starts craving that feeling again. It becomes addictive in a good way. You stop saying, I'm trying to save, and start saying, I'm someone who saves. That small shift in identity changes everything. There's another lesson that took me a while to learn. You can't save effectively if you don't define what enough means. We live in a world that constantly pushes us to want more clothes, more luxury, more everything. It's easy to think, once I get this, I'll be happy. But happiness keeps moving further away because comparison never ends. The more you compare, the more you spend. You buy things you don't need just to feel like you're keeping up. But when I started focusing on what truly mattered to me, comfort, peace, time, my entire spending pattern changed. I stopped buying to impress. I started buying to live better. And that mindset alone saved me more than any budgeting app ever did. The truth is, financial freedom isn't about having the most. It's about needing the least. When you learn to appreciate what you already have, you naturally spend less. And when you spend less, saving becomes effortless. That's when you start feeling calm around money, not stressed. But let's be real, saving doesn't mean you have to be miserable. You don't have to give up everything you love. What you need is balance. You don't need to make a lot to start saving. You just need to start even if it's $10, $20, or $50 a month. Because saving isn't about the amount, it's about the habit. Treat saving like a bill you owe yourself. Give your savings a purpose. Celebrate your progress. Because the real secret to saving isn't a formula, it's a mindset. When you change how you see money, you change how you use it. And one day, you'll look at your account, see your progress, and realize something powerful. You're not scared of money anymore. You're not chasing it, you're managing it. You're finally in control. And that right there, that's the secret nobody talks about.